Afternoon, guys. AW here. What's up? What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing good today on this Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Hope you're all doing well. Like I am. I'm doing good today. Doing very good today. Hope you're all doing good today. I really do. I hope you're all having a splendid Saturday. Officially summer just started, and yeah. And welcome to my channel, AWO Aaron will order. Welcome to my channel, guys. I'll be like, share, subscribe, do all that. Please, new members, if you're if you're checking out the channel for the first time, please subscribe, share this out, do this, do all that. Smash the like button, basically. Also, if you're interested, join membership tiers down below. Press the join button down below. Click on the join button down below. And there's 2 tiers. And feel free to choose whatever tier you want. The second tier is that much more expensive than the first tier. Okay, guys, so let you all know that. Okay. Okay, so a couple things to talk about today. I'm hoping Blinded. You've seen Hughes on my streams a lot. And who's in my title also. I'm hoping to see Blinded pop in. Hopefully, I know I tagged them. Send them an invitation. I kind of want to talk to them because there's a couple things I need to talk to. What we're talking about, the future of a show we might plan to do together. Not just a show. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just more than a show. We'll see. We'll see. Like there's ideas. We're coming along great. Things are getting set in motion. Okay. We just got to put the final touches. We're like at the 10-yard line on the football field, not the 1 yard line, but we're getting close to the 1 yard line on the football field. And okay, before the end zone. So I hope to see people in the chat pop in soon because we're going to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about John Berthal, Punisher. We're talking about that. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the show, Capes and Trunks. Capes and Trunks. That's the name of our new show. That's what we're going to call it. Okay, we've been going over names. Yesterday we've been going over names. What we would call it. Capes and Trunks is one of them because nobody else is using it. And you, and whoever's listening to this, whether it's live or on replay, don't even think about stealing this hour that me and Blind's ideas. Okay, don't even think about stealing it or I'll hire a hitman to go after you. I'm kidding, not about the hitman, but don't even think about stealing the idea. Okay. Okay, don't even think about stealing it. Yeah, okay, Blinded. Okay, don't even think about stealing our name. Our name. Okay? Okay? Capes and Trunks. Yeah. I hope to see I hope to see Degrassi in Red. Red trying to get involved in this somehow. He's trying to create chaos with me and Blinded with this. Okay, okay. guy Red. Okay, he's trying to create chaos. Yeah, Degrassi is excited about this. He's actually told me this. He's actually I want to thank TJ for retweeting this, and I hope others do the same. Right? Yeah, Punisher news is so surreal. We're going to talk about obviously we're going to talk about Punisher. I'm going to talk about what else, little other things, not just DC and Marvel. I mean, obviously capes and trunks, but Clayface a little bit. Talk about Clayface a little bit, and that's I gonna and yeah okay, but yeah. Okay, Clayface story. Not Clayface story. Punisher story. Me, Punisher story. My story. Okay. I said this on video. Video yesterday. Late video. Really late video. And there's a reason why I made that video late. Because I didn't get to home till late. But I was out when the Punisher news broke. When the Punisher news broke, I was out. And when I arrived at my destination, that's when I checked my phone with the Punisher news. Like literally a couple minutes after I arrived at my destination, I checked my X account, and that's when I saw the Punisher news on X. Okay, and I was pleasantly shocked, surprised. Where was my destination? Well, my destination, I was at my uncle's house for dinner last night with his two sons. The mother wasn't home; she was busy. But two sons. One is a Marvel fan too, so likes the MCU, Marvel. That hasn't read the comics. She's only 11 years old, so like, whatever. 11, 12 years old. 12 years old, about to be 12. It is 12 now. Likes Marvel comics. So three to 5 minutes after I arrived there, I checked the X. Okay, I checked X. Saw the news break. I was surprised. I was shocked. Right? I was waiting. He was in his room. I was waiting outside his door to let me in. I was on my phone while waiting to let me in. So I was looking at it, right? I'm like, wow, whoa, Punisher and Spider-Man, brand new day. I'm like, really? Like, it's like of all the characters, Punisher, and I know, okay, comics he teamed up. That's not the reason I'm surprised. Okay, and then I go. He lets me in his room when he's ready. I show him the news. He hasn't really watched anything with Punisher in it because he's 11 years old, 12 years old kid, and Punisher's always been in mature shows, right? Like Daredevil's mature, the Netflix shows are mature, so obviously he didn't watch them. So he doesn't know most of Punisher, but he has seen the Spider-Man movies, obviously, with MCU versions, the Sony co-produced. So he's seen that, and he was surprised. And yeah, we didn't talk much about that afterwards, but then I saw that Zendaya and Jacob Blaladon, whatever his name is, the other guy who plays Ned Leeds is coming back. I think that was still surprising. I think that was actually like talked about, I don't know, like a while ago they said it was possibly coming back. Here's the thing. See, I told you he's here. The thing, nobody had the Punisher news. Remember everybody said it was going to be Hulk, Incredible Hulk. It was going to be the MCU appearance into the Spider-Man movie because there's a contract, there's a stipulation in the Sony and Marvel Studios collab when it comes to Spider-Man movies. There's always has to be at least one. Who cares about UFC? There has to be at least one Marvel Studios character from Marvel Studios, not Spider-Man character, but one Marvel Studios character in a Spider-Man movie. That's why you got Iron Man, Nick Fury, a little bit of others, and Doctor Strange. And Jon Favreau's character, obviously. There has to be at least one character from MCU Studios, Marvel Studios, to be in the Spider-Man movie. That's the deal that Sony and Marvel Studios made. Okay. Okay. What's Baku doing in UFC? Baku, Black Panther's Baku. Okay. Yeah, I'm joking well, Red. Okay. I'm joking around. All right. Okay. So then I'm like, okay. Then I got home, made a video, get my thoughts on it, right? My like my concern. Okay, is Willie. The comics is different, but with this Spider-Man is of all the Marvel comics, Spider-Man is really aimed at kids. Most of them, the movies, the Spider-Man movies are really mostly aimed at kids. Punisher is not not really a kid's character, okay? And he's more of a character for adults, teenagers, adults, right? Adults stuff, teenagers, adults, not for kids. Even though kids have probably saw, even though they see Deadpool, and Wolverine, so okay. But the problem is, what also an issue I did not bring up last night. Daredevil Born Again was not viewed very well. So I don't know what to be. It just wasn't viewed very well. The ratings came out, wasn't viewed very well. Daredevil Born Again, and Punisher was in it, right? That didn't help. Okay, so but this is a Spider-Man movie. Punisher, no Punisher, it's not going to really affect the box office. The Spider-Man is it's the biggest Marvel property they have. My only concern is will fans of Punisher accept, and I want Blindness take on this, because I think with a Deadpool, it could work in a PG-13 movie. But hardcore fans willing to see a more tamed, watered down, less brutal, less gory tone with this Punisher, with more of a PG-13 kind of Punisher. Because this is a Spider-Man movie. You gotta remember, they're not gonna make Spider-Man rated R. Get that out of the freaking way, guys. They're not gonna make a Spider-Man movie rated R. They're not gonna do that. It's never gonna happen. If there's one comic book character move that there is never gonna make rated R, it's freaking Spider-Man. Spider-Man takes the cake. Now, Red, get your butt in. Red. Cocksucker blinded. Blinded, he called you a cocksucker. Okay? Okay? That's To me, that's a concern, right? Like I don't. How are you gonna do? And this movie is being filmed very soon, right? Next month. Next month. Once again in freaking England, like they always film Marvel now in England, England. One of a lot of people tell you England's one of the most boringest cities, the boringest countries to visit. But I digress. Whatever. But back to this. Back to this. Back to this. Okay, guys. Of course, there's stories you could do. Obviously, with Punisher and Spider-Man. It's very interesting because the more dilemma of these two characters are clearly different, and it's kind of very little bit similar to like Daredevil and Punisher, right? Daredevil and Punisher's relationship. Okay, okay, like that, right? Obviously, right? See, also you gotta remember, Marvel did say movie characters are not going to appear in the TV shows anymore after I think after Vision's Crest. But Marvel characters introduced in TV shows, the streaming shows, will appear in the movies. So Punisher, it clears that, right? Punisher is a TV character first, right? Introduced in TV, and so Punisher will be introduced. So he will be in the movie just because of that. But the other way around won't be like that. I think after Vision's Crest, they may change that. Ironheart's doing that right now. Vision's Crest is right. So after Vision's Crest, I think they're gonna say no movie character is gonna be have his own show, or his own show, or appear in a streaming show. But we don't know what Disney Plus show after Vision's Crest is. Daredevil and Vision's Crest is the only two confirmed for next year, and so on. So we don't know what's happening in 2027 when it comes to another Marvel Disney Plus show. We don't know. We do not know, brothers and sisters. But I think Red knows. Red knows all. Okay, Red knows everything. Do you, Red? Now I don't know where Degrassi. I don't know where McGang is. Sideways, and everybody else. Where Anthony is. What's up, Sideways? There's Sideways. See, I mentioned his name. He comes. Okay. Okay. No. Oh man. Man. I'm sorry. Ah. I'm stretching. So Blinded's going to be on soon. Okay. Because we've got stuff to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. And I want him to talk about capes and trunks too. Not just me. He has some stuff to talk about. But I'm going to let him explain what he's doing for capes and trunks. Which will be our new show. We'll go to detail. We're going to detail more detail about it as when Blinded comes on. But also, me and Blind will talk about this. Obviously, that's okay. Okay. No. Back to this. Back to this. Back to this. my like my concern, as I stated before, right? Like it's how will Punisher work in a PG-13 film, and how will hardcore Punisher fans that watch them from the Netflix until they're double born again, how will they accept possibly a little bit of a toned down, less, yeah, more of a toned down Punisher? Okay, he can still be the anti-hero Punisher that kills people, but he just not be as gory or shit like that. How are they gonna accept that kind of Punisher in a PG-13 film? Spider-Man. This is not dead. This is not Punisher team up with Deadpool. If Punisher teamed up with Deadpool and Wolverine, be rated R easily. But this is him teaming up with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is never going rated R, or it's never gonna go like 17 or mature or anything like that. Okay, okay. So there has to be so I'm curious how they're gonna do Punisher because of this, because what they can do with Punisher, and okay, and I always believe that you could work Punisher in a PG-13 film for sure. Good writing, good storytelling, good acting, whatever you need to make a good film, it could work. To me, I think it could work. Punisher in a PG-13 film, I think it could work. Okay, look, man, they put freaking Punisher in the animated series, okay? The Batman the animated series. So not the Batman animated series, the Spider-Man animated series. Okay? They the writers, the storytellers, whoever's working on the film, they have an idea how to incorporate Frank Castle, Punisher, into this. They have an idea, right? This film is going to production very soon and filming very soon. So that's all written, it's all taken care of, right? They all have what they think could how to incorporate this character. Yeah, it'll probably get changes throughout the film. Some things will be taken out, some things will be added. Obviously, there'll be reshoots, but I don't think they're gonna take out Punisher out of this film. They're gonna keep him in. He's not. They're not. He's too big of a character to whatever. So this also could mean that Spider-Man is gonna be grounded. It's gonna be grounded. Okay, like he'll be grounded. This movie will be more grounded. Okay, which Spider-Man can be, right? He deal more. He could end up dealing with more of the vigilantes in New York in his city, right? We'd like to see other, like let's see, he's right. We would like to see him interact with Daredevil, or Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Punisher, whoever's in New York. Okay, Kingpin cannot appear in the movie. Apparently, Kingpin's not allowed to appear in movies for some reason. I don't know why. Eh, for some reason, he's not allowed to appear in the movies. Okay, and my guess is there's even multiple villains and maybe organized crime. If Tombstone's in this movie, like some people are suggesting it, organized crime will be involved somehow. Organized crime, okay, will be involved somehow. Okay, because Spider-Man does Spider-Man does deal with organized crime, right? In the comics, right? Kingpin, Mister Negative, Tombstone, I think Hammerhead. Not to the extent of like Batman, where Batman deals with a lot of like organized crime, right? The Maroonis, the Falcones, Black Mask, uh, Thor, and all these people. Not like that. Not that crazy, right? Uh, Oz with Cobblepot, even Two Face. But yes, Spider-Man does deal with organized crime. Because New York, it's New York, man. What do you expect? New York has organized crime. When okay, so and there's some stupid. I want to know blindness. I want to get blindness take on something that he posted that's fucking serious. It's really funny though. Um, I talked about yo Degrassi, yo Angel Reese 2 rebounds. Sorry, that's funny. Okay. Oh yeah, guys, there will be AEW detracting episode tomorrow. Okay, there will be a detracting episode tomorrow. Um, Blind is going to be on soon. All right, I got time. I got nothing planned today. But tomorrow is supposed to be boiling here where me and Blind live. And that bum, Red, get your butt here, Red. Get your butt here. Red, get your butt here. Fuck UFC. Okay? Yo, Degrassi. Okay. I just started a goal. Okay? 5 super chats. 5 super chats. By the way, says 5 super chats in the next 30 minutes. Meaning that if I get 5 super chats in the next 30 minutes, I will be showing my face for. Yeah, I mean, it might be like that here, Fahrenheit. I don't know how much that is in Celsius, but as you know, 5 super chats, $2 or more, I'll show my face for tomorrow's stream. Okay? So just send me 5 super chats, anything. I know, okay? But yeah, let's get back to this, man. Let's get back to this. Because I'm waiting for Blinded. Blinded's coming up because we have stuff to talk about. Okay? It's so random. It broke yesterday. What time did it break? Like 6:30, 7, 6? No, no. It broke like 7 o'clock Eastern, right? The John Berthel news, Hollywood Reporter news. Yeah, Hollywood Reporter broke it, right? Yeah, Hollywood Reporter broke it, right? And John Berthel plays a great Punisher. Okay. I'm just curious how Punisher is going to work in a Spider-Man movie. I mean, writing rise, writing rise. I'm just curious how this. You can make it how you're gonna how toned down the character is gonna be. Things you're gonna do with Punisher that you could do things you could do with Punisher in a PG-13 film where you can't things you could do in a PG-13 film with Punisher that you can oh my god, things you can't do in the mature films that you could do a rated R film. Here things you could do in the rated R films that you can't do in the PG-13 films. How are you gonna do it? 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 Okay, like how are you gonna do it? You all get excited, Yeah, Punisher is gonna be in Spider-Man. Punisher. They're definitely the Punisher, and they're definitely gonna be in Spider-Man. And here's the thing, Degrassi. Oh, Fantastic Four and Spider-Man 5. Well, that'll be a long way off. Here's the thing, Degrassi. This might piss people off. This is definitely Something that might anger people, might piss people off about Punisher. Okay? This is I'm telling you, I'm blinded. I know you're excited, but like hardcore Punisher fans, be very cautious of this. Good to see Punisher in a movie, in a Spider-Man film, but it's a Spider-Man film. It's a Spider-Man film. He can't get away with the shit he could get in Daredevil in a Spider-Man film. You're not gonna see stab someone in the face. You're not gonna see him like do all that shit. You could do this. You could do in a right. He's not gonna do that, man. It's just okay. I hope John Berthel is. I mean, I'm sure John Berthel is happy he's giving this film, but like, if he had issues with Daredevil's Born Again Punisher, and he had to rework the whole thing, and he almost nearly didn't come back, will he have issues with this? Will he have issues with this film? Yeah, he signed on for it, and probably okay, and read the script or whatever. But is he gonna have issues with this just because how they're gonna soften him up, how toned down it's gonna be? Yeah, I assume he signed up knowing he's a Spider-Man, and knowing that's gonna happen, right? Knowing he's a Spider-Man film, knowing there's gonna be kids watching, kids. Exactly, Degrassi. There's gonna be kids. There's gonna be kids. Like the thing is, I'm sure John Berthel it's definitely weird. No actors, well, no actor. Some actors are pretty stupid and not aware, but I would say I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Most actors don't sign up something knowing what the character is gonna be like in the film or what they're gonna do to the character. Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't Daredevil. No. Okay. Okay. They have done it with Wolverine, right? Degrassi for a bunch of years, Wolverine wasn't graphic. It wasn't Logan, Deadpool, Wolverine. So you gotta look at it this way. Look at Logan, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Okay? Just look at it that way. You gotta look at it that way. So you gotta look at it that way with Punisher. Okay, here. Okay? Okay? You think he's planning his final exit? Okay, so and you gotta look at it this way. Punisher has been in PG-13 stuff or rated stuff. I think Degrassi, this is never gonna happen. You know this. They're never gonna make it rated R Spider-Man. They're never gonna make it rated Spider-Man. There will be a bit. There more likely to be a rated R Batman movie than a rated R Spider-Man. I'm just saying this is never gonna happen. Like Spider-Man, I'll say this to guys. There's more likely to be a rated R Superman movie than a rated R Spider-Man movie. Like Spider-Man is arguably the most kid-friendly, the most kid-marketing comic book hero there is. Okay, more than Superman. I'll even say that more than Superman. There's never going to be a rated R Spider-Man movie unless it's like Venom based or anything like that. But it's never going to happen in a million years. This is never going to happen in a million years. Degrassi, you'll be dead. I'll be dead. Blind will be dead. Red will be dead. Star will be dead. All of us will be dead by this ever happens. There'll never be a Spider-Man movie. I don't think Spider-Man Noir is going to be rated R. But there's never be a Spider-Man movie that's rated R. Man, they couldn't even. Craven was rated R, but that sucked. Okay? There's never going to be a Spider-Man movie that's rated R. Because remember last year, Degrassi, remember last year when remember those Deadpool daddies or the people, some parents are upset that Deadpool Wolverine was rated R? Can you imagine if Spider-Man 5, whenever that comes out, they announce it's gonna be rated R? Can you imagine the uproar? The uproar? That's gonna create a That's gonna create controversy. If Spider-Man movies ever, if they ever announce a Spider-Man movie rated R, that's gonna be such a huge controversy. That's gonna cause some dissension. That's gonna cause problems. That's gonna cause so much issues. Exactly, Anthony Cheeseman. Exactly. See, like Spider-Man movie rated R is that's gonna open up a can of worms. A can of worms that Marvel or Sony do not want to go down. Okay. Okay. This is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Let's put that dream to bed. Okay. Let's that would be on. The Blade movie has a better chance of happening. Whenever the Blade movie comes out, that's still on schedule. All right, but this is not gonna happen. Like anybody is dreaming about a rated R Spider-Man movie, I don't know what's more delusional. It's not that honestly, this is my honestly here. I don't know what's more delusional, that or the idea that Snyderverse is coming back. Just what if? Not much. Just what if? The only thing I need to hear about Brand New Day is a plot, and that's because I'm not hearing Scoopers. The Scoopers don't know who the villains are, man. Every day is a new villain from the Scoopers. Okay. Okay. Every day there's a new who the villains are going to be. I get. Here's the thing. I'll question you guys. The Degrassi specifically. This is for you, blinded. Okay. Marvel Studios is not having a panel. They're not doing Hall H next month, right? But does Marvel Studios do the Spider-Man stuff, or does Sony present Spider-Man? Right? If it's Sony presents Spider-Man, I think I think Spider-Man. If it's Sony, I think Spider-Man may get a panel, and they may announce who the villain is going to be at Comic Con. Specifically, Marvel Studios may not be there, but Sony might be there. The Spider-Man panel might be there, and they might announce who the villain's going to be. It might be the surprise of Comic Con. Who's going to be playing the villain in Spider-Man, or multiple villains. I'm not sure if that's because I'm not sure if Marvel Studios does that or Sony does that with Spider-Man. I assume Sony does that because Sony at CinemaCon, they're the ones who presented Spider-Man, not Marvel Studios, not Disney, right? So I assume Sony, if they're going to appear at Comic Con this year, I assume Spider-Man may be the only Marvel Studios Sony co-produced MCU project talked about there. Talked. Transformers 6. Why we want to bring back Michael Bay for Transformers 6 or restore the Snyderverse? Okay. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna do a Batman Beyond. I think Batman Beyond is a pipe dream right now. It's a pipe dream. I don't think it's happening either. Like, why? I don't think that's happening either. Hear me out, Captain. Hear me out. Hear me out. Henry Cavill's Captain out of the DCU. Transformer is a dead film. Um, yeah. Are they still going to go with the crossover with GI Joe Transformers? Um, is Chris Hemsworth still going to be in it? That's the question. Like, are they going to still do the crossover Transformers movie with GI Joe? Uh, because Hasbro properties, they do not make good films, huh? Nathaniel Anders must be played American. The thing is, the film is based off Hasbro products. I'm not talking like how Marvel uses Hasbro for their action figures, but Hasbro Entertainment, like their films don't do well. They're not good. Like Transformers, GI Joe, Power Rangers is kind of in a TV show reboot. Right? They haven't had success at the Hasbro stuff. Haven't had success on the big screen or on TV. Really? Okay, like they're trying, but they haven't hit it. I'm curious what Power Rangers TV show will be like. That's yeah, like their related IP is dead because most of the stuff hasn't panned out, right? Their IPs haven't panned out. Ah, yeah, good drink. Man, where was I? Hasbro no longer co-financing films; they executive produce. Oh, they're still well. They shouldn't executive produce. They shouldn't executive produce either. They're still pretty bad. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Sorry for getting a little quieter. Okay. Sorry for getting a little quiet. But yeah, that's just the Punisher. What is it? Talking for 45 minutes. Gotta wait for Blinded for a bit, so because I need Blinded to come on. He'll be on soon. I think I sent him an invite. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Also, I'm gonna talk about some other stuff before Blinding comes on to talk about our new show we're possibly doing. Um. Oh yeah, Zendaya, and what's his name? Jacob. Jacob. Batalon. Is that his name? Batalon, or is it Batalon, or is it Betalon? Betalon. Okay. They're coming back as MJ, Michelle Jones, and and Ned Leeds. Okay. You're asking yourself why. After No Way Home, the memories of them got erased of who Peter is. Nobody knows who Peter is anymore. But they're coming back. Right? They're coming back. People are like, oh, it's time for Peter to move on. Move on. Peter, it's time for him to move on. It's a new chapter in Peter's life. It is. But you gotta understand. I understand when Zendaya coming back. Because Tom Holland's there. That's it. That's why. It's as simple as that. Okay? It's because of that. It's because Tom Holland's there, guys. Tom Holland's there. Okay? Okay? I'm surprised Tom Holland is not gonna like. I guarantee you, there's gonna be no. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this: if there was no Spider-Man 4 coming out, what makes it? What I would think Tom Holland might be doing. I'm saying this hot take here: Dune 3. I'm just thinking he would do Dune 3. I think he wasn't to sign up to do Spider-Man 4. I hope. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing is, Zendaya is supposed to be coming for Spider-Man, but how small her role is because Doom Messiah isn't Doom Messiah supposed to be start filming around the same time as Spider-Man? Aren't they supposed to start shooting Spider-Man Deadpool? Yeah, that's a good. I may get the comic, the Spider-Man Batman one though. But isn't Dune 3 and Spider-Man 4 supposed to be shooting around the same time? I'm just saying that because I think if Spider-Man 4 is not happening, I think Tom Holland would join. I think Tom Holland would be in Dune 3. And I think he might be playing Robert Pattinson's role. But Robert Pattinson's role. I don't know. It's just me, what I think. Whoever playing Robert Pattinson is supposed to be playing, even though he's not confirmed, Robert Pattinson's role. Uh, is the thing is in Dune 3 Messiah is are they gonna age up Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet? Because how many years is Dune 2 to Dune 3? How many years is that, right? Are they gonna age them up? Is it 10 years between the two? Um eh, or Florence Pugh, are they gonna age them up? That's what I'm curious about. How many years is between Dune 2 and 3? Whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I expect to see Tom Holland and Zendaya in a bunch of movies together. Okay. And I think Degrassi is right. I think Degrassi has always joked about the relationship, but I think Degrassi is actually right. I think Zendaya is the one in control of that relationship. I think Zendaya is definitely the one with the past in that relationship. Okay. I think Degrassi is on point there. Sorry, Degrassi. Okay. I do think so. I do think so. But I do think about that. but that's what's happening. I think they are filming Dune 3. Oh, Degrassi, guys. Degrassi. Who do you think is directing the next James Bond? Apparently, Denis Villeneuve is one of the candidates with Edgar Wright. So, who's going to direct the next James Bond movie? Dune 3. Okay. Is there Dune 3 or Dune Messiah? Idea Brokey? So this actress that got cast for Dune, her name is Ida Broke, who's playing right? Who just got cast? She looks like a splitting image of Zendaya, very similar to Zendaya. Okay, so they one of the young actresses that just got announced, not the other one, looks like Zendaya a bit. Uh, Sister Leah and twin Superman, Spider Man. Yeah, man, we gotta get Superman, Spider Man. Where's Finbar? Okay, yeah, and there's nothing Marvel could do about it. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that a movie crossover you're talking about, Degrassi? Like, is that a crossover you're talking about? Have you seen Sony? Oh, Sony! That's true. That's technically true. Marvel cannot say no to that. That is true. That is true. Most studios cannot say no to that. That's true. That's true. They can't. They can't. That is true. That's a good point. Marvel Studios probably pissed off. You know what would happen was if that ever happened, Marvel Studios would be like, "Hey DC, let's do a crossover. Let's do a crossover two together." That would just make Marvel Studios want to do a crossover with DC. That probably would piss off Sony Studios. Sony Studios would probably piss off Marvel Studios if they did that. All right. Stuff. It'll be. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they did do that? The Sony DC did announce a crossover. That would break the internet. A Spider-Man Superman movie would break the internet. That would literally break the internet. No, no question about it. There's no doubt about that. That's a fact. Okay, that's a freaking fact. Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto back up in Deadpool Batman is really the lead in. Yeah, I may get that comic. The Deadpool and Batman. I may just see the dynamic. I mean, I know Batman will not be able to stand Deadpool. He'll give Deadpool will give Batman a headache. Give him a headache, and Batman. It'll just be like Wolverine relationship with Deadpool. No, it can still be a Peter Parker. It can still be the same Spider-Man. It can still be a Peter Parker version. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay. I still could be a Peter Parker version. They want to. Like Daredevil, Green Arrow. How about Green Arrow, Hawkeye? That'd be fucking hilarious. Green Arrow, Hawkeye. Captain America, Wonder Woman. Yeah. But like Green Daredevil, Hawkeye. You know why? Or like Daredevil, Green Arrow. Like Batman, Spider Man together is interesting though. They have a few good comics together. Batman, and Spider Man. Batman, and Daredevil, good comics together. Daredevil and Green Arrow because of Kevin Smith. Yeah. Oh, here's Blinded. All right.
What's up?
What's up? Just shitting the shit. Just talking shit. Not by
Shooting the
that.
shit.
Yeah, shitting the shit.
Shooting the literal shit.
How are you, man? Are you ready for the hot summer? Hot few days?
No. Yeah, I know. Sunday, Monday, it says going up to 35.
Yeah.
Craziness.
That's Celsius, guys. 35, I think is. I don't know how much is 35.
I don't know how much is 35, but yeah. In Fahrenheit or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna get really hot here.
95.
95. It's gonna get really hot. So,
It that is hot for June in Toronto. Like,
yeah, that's really hot.
Yeah.
That means August is gonna be crazy hot.
Yeah, if we get to 40, that's like 100 here. And the difference is we get humidity, unlike other states, like other places where you don't get the humidity like we do.
Yeah, the humidity is bad here. Yeah,
And it has been raining a lot this year. This year is tons of rain.
yeah. Wasn't it just raining today?
Yes, a couple hours ago, and it was raining 2 days ago too. And I think all spring was rain. All spring.
I prefer when it was raining and stuff. Yesterday wasn't so bad. Yesterday I went to go see 28 Years Later, which is a pretty good movie. Fantastic movie. I was gonna shame the guy who got up and said, he's like, "Oh, this wasn't a good movie." I was like, "Shut the hell up."
It did not get a good cinema score. I mean, it got an average cinema score.
It got a B.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I mean, for a lot of the weird shit in this movie, that's pretty good. They did something that Zack Snyder was gonna do, but he didn't. No spoilers, but
oh yeah, guys, some of you might know. We added a group chat.
Yeah, it would be funny if he did leave, because that means he did see all our comments. But
if he's gonna leave, I think this one person is gonna be the reason why. Not me, not you, not Degrassi. It's gonna be blue. It's gonna be red. It's gonna be red. Red's gonna be the reason he leaves, because red.
It's all Red's fault. Red got me suspended on Twitter for 12 hours.
Yes, he did.
All because I said go off a bridge, which I mean, like, yeah, apparently you can post like all types of Nazi stuff, but yeah, you can't say go off a bridge.
Yeah.
Can't say go off the bridge. It's crazy shit. Crazy ass shit is all over fucking Twitter, man.
Yeah, how did I manage to get? Oh, easy. You know how you can get them in your group chats if they have messages open.
Yeah, they have mentions. Oh yeah, Let's talk. Yeah, the solicitation for Marvel came out, and they had the backup issues. So we're getting Captain America and Wonder Woman. Chip Zdarsky's writing that. I know Degrassi doesn't like Chip Zdarsky, but I think that one might be probably more humorous, I guess. And then Kevin Smith is doing Daredevil, Green Arrow, and then Kelly Thompson is doing Jeff the Shark and Crypto, which is pretty cool. That's the one I actually would want an issue for, Crypto and Jeff the Land Shark.
Degrassi really wants Sony and DC to do a Spider-Man, Superman movie.
well, did you? I don't think you talked about this. There's a big rumor. There's a big rumor floating around about who might buy Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I know Sony. Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, that would be a pretty big deal because then, Sony gets pretty much all their IPs and they get HBO and all that stuff.
It means they can do crossover Batman and Spider-Man. I mean, I think Batman and Spider-Man would be honestly, I think Batman and Spider-Man would be a lot more interesting than Superman and Spider-Man.
Well, I think the chances of Marvel and DC having a crossover in general would go up if Warner Brothers was to be bought out by Sony.
I'm going to say this, because I think Spider-Man is a little too similar to Superman in some ways. He may be younger, but I think he's too similar to Superman.
Spider-Man and Superman, I feel like that'd be a pretty good crossover.
Yeah, but I think it would. I think Spider-Man and Batman's crossover in the comics because they're like, because they believe in the same thing. Batman would be spec Spider-Man, but how Superman, Batman probably treats Spider-Man like how he treats Superman, but he would respect Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, there was actually talk about a Marvel and DC movie. James Gunn pretty much confirmed it, potentially, a DC and Marvel crossover, and it says it's not going anywhere. And well, of course, he says it has to be based on story and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, here's the thing: the story could be shit. People still see that movie. I'm sorry, it's DC and Marvel. The Avengers versus Justice League, people see that movie as shit. I don't think that's gonna happen. Sony isn't buying Warner either. Coconut. But actually, well, we do have some stuff to talk about, but we'll get to the end. Obviously, the more important stuff. But I know you're excited and you're screaming about John Bernthal, Punisher to be in Spider-Man. A brand new day.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
That was totally unexpected. I mean, I don't even care if it's... Obviously, there's going to be a group of people who are like, push the Punisher and he's got to be violent and stuff. The thing is, the Punisher, we said this before on streams, Marvel was trying to put Punisher on ice because they felt he was too controversial and they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy that, he's going to appear in a Spider-Man movie. Again, we don't know the role or how, his cameo could just be like a Daredevil cameo, right? But even still, I feel like that is still a pretty big deal for the Punisher in general, because again, in the comics, they didn't even have Frank Castle around. There was some other guy who was a SHIELD agent. Mm-hmm. He was going to be toned down in the Disney Plus show before they did the reshoots. They really had no interest whatsoever in the Punisher because he was just too controversial. And now it seems like they're probably going to retool him. But at least we can still get the Punisher. I mean, I know I see people on Twitter, they're like, he's because John Bernthal was like, a lot of soldiers like the Punisher and stuff, and that's obviously one of the kind of the primary issues that a lot of people have is that the Punisher is not supposed to be I mean, he's kind of all over the place, and deep down inside, he is just uh, really a psychopath who wants to kill people, but he just is kind of justifying it morally, right?
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, I feel like the Netflix shows, even though I don't like the Netflix shows, I think they at least dim down a little bit of the controversy enough where it's like, okay, yeah, it's a little bit more palatable. Because I think what people don't understand is there's no way in hell Marvel is going to do what they were doing in like a Punisher Max or like,
oh hell no,
or the
not
complexity of Punisher, right? Like Punisher is a really complex character, and yeah, it's better if they just make it more accessible and make him not super problematic, but still problematic enough where it is interesting. Like you don't want to completely remove what makes the Punisher an
no.
interesting character,
I
right?
think you could do that in a PG-13 film. Like, look, we see it from Wolverine a lot of times, right? All our films. Like, would the rated R rating make a difference in Logan? I don't know, but I mean, it could work. I mean,
I mean,
thought
the Wolverine is a the thing about Wolverine is that Wolverine is a killer, like a just
yeah,
straight up killer, but he is kind of a reformed character.
yeah,
So I feel, and he doesn't. He in the movies too. If you notice, they always go, "Oh, I don't want to kill," and he's like hesitant, but he does it anyway to like protect people. So it's kind of like excusable.
no, Punisher's not like that. Punisher has no remorse. Like, has no
No,
like.
but that's what the Netflix show was doing, though. The Punisher
Okay,
was like doesn't want to kill, and but then he ends up killing the people who deserve it,
yeah,
right? Because yeah, I mean the Punisher. If you read the Punisher Max series, it is
yeah,
very extremely messed up. I mean, and obviously some of the stuff that he does killing people is extremely gratuitous.
which they're not
I
going
mean,
to do in
that's the
this
whole
one.
point. Yeah,
Unfortunately, Daredevil Born Again. We liked it. Unfortunately, did not do very well. Ratings rise. Not appeal. Viewership was not good for the show. Apparently, Spider-Man, Wolverine. Yeah, they got away with Wolverine. Steve is kind of a dick. What chips are Disky writing right now? Isn't he writing something major for DC right now?
mm, I don't know what he's writing for DC.
I mean, I read the first three Absolute Batman first
Mhm.
three.
That's Scott Snyder, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Scott Snyder, like the better Snyder. Can be really funny if this comes out of nowhere that Scott Snyder and Zack Snyder are like cousins or something. Yeah, what's he writing right now? I know he's writing something right now. What's he writing from? I don't know. But yeah, like I read the three first episodes, not episodes, issues.
He's
But
writing Captain America.
oh yeah, Captain America. Yeah, he's a Marvel. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, um, yeah, next month. Then when Captain America relaunches next month, um, in July. That's, but yeah, like not. No. See, that's my concern about the Punisher is how they're gonna do the Punisher. Because you're right, because there are gonna be people pissed off, and people are gonna have to accept that. They're gonna have to accept Spider-Man is never gonna go rated R. Like, never gonna. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Spider-Man, if there's one Marvel character that is always guaranteed for young audiences,
I would not say that for sure. I would not say that for sure. Because first off, one Sony is the one who owns Spider-Man, and
yeah,
they were the ones who they don't really seem to care that much as long as it makes money. And Spider-Man is a character who does
I,
have dark moments, and he does interact with um, darker characters. So I would not say for sure they would not do something Spider-Man rated R. No, I don't
like,
think a mainline movie would be rated R, but I could see
yeah,
if Sony is more open
not,
to the idea. I
and,
still think if I still think because everybody was saying they disagreed with what I was saying. I do think sometime down the road Deadpool and Spider-Man, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool they're gonna have their own movie because that is obvious, too obvious to not do. Like that would make a ton of money, extreme amount of money. So yeah, I still will stand by that until it does or does not happen.
Well, yes. I mean, like Sideways, technically, there's a deal with Sony and Marvel. They always have to have some Marvel Studios character in the Spider-Man movie. That's a deal they have. So I guess technically, Punisher is that Marvel character since they own the Netflix characters now. So technically, Punisher will be that Marvel character from Marvel Studios to be in the Spider-Man movie, along and Zendaya and Ned Leeds is coming back. Michelle Jones is coming back. Now every day, this is what I saw that tweet you made a couple of days ago, because it's ridiculous, man. Every day it seems like this villain's gonna be a Spider-Man 4, right? This villain. Until it got to a point where Silver Samurai and Viper, like what the? That doesn't make sense at all. Why would it those two? Those are Wolverine villains. What would it be doing in Spider-Man? Remember, I saw you do that. I saw you reply to that. Like Scoopers are just throwing anything to the wall now, right? You saw that, right?
Yeah, because they don't know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember at one point. What's the girl from Stranger Things? She was supposed to be Mayday. She's supposed to be all these characters, and they're like Jean Grey. It's like none of that makes any sense. It's like they don't fucking know what's going on. They're just throwing shit at the wall. And my guess was because there was like even that Silver Samurai and the Viper thing, I'm like, nah, I don't. I think they're hearing something, and they're just taking guesses of what the character is. Not that they know who the character is, because again, yeah, why would you use Viper or Silver Samurai in a Spider-Man movie? That makes no fucking sense.
I mean, Viper you could use in MCU, Marvel, if you want, but like she's Hydra, right? So in the comics, she's Hydra, and they really haven't used Hydra in a long time. But Hydra's truly never defeated. That's how they are. They're always sitting on the ground. But Silver Samurai is a Wolverine villain, and they used him already. If that's canon, well, I don't know if that's canon because I don't think that's the same Wolverine, right? That's a different Wolverine, right? In that movie, right? That's not the Wolverine we saw in Deadpool Wolverine. That's the one we saw in Logan. The thing is so the Wolverine movies is confusing. It's confusing, right? Blind, help me out there. That's not the same Wolverine, right? Like, and that's the one from Logan, right? From 2014 version.
The Wolverine, and I'm sorry, I was eating. That's why.
In Logan, that Wolverine is the 2014 version, right?
Yes.
But okay. But it's not the Deadpool one. It's not the Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, the Deadpool and Wolverine is a variant.
So yeah, the Deadpool Wolverine. I don't know if it has any connection to a Silver Samurai movie, his universe, but it still wouldn't make sense. Why would Silver Samurai be? Look, I can understand maybe the hand has some influence in the Spider-Man movie because they are in New York sometimes, right? Maybe the hand could be in it if they added Daredevil in this film. But I don't see a Silver Samurai, and definitely don't see Viper. I mean, I can see Viper in a different capacity in the MCU as a Captain America 5 movie, maybe trying to bring Hydra back or something like that, like post Secret Wars, maybe. If Anthony Mackie still wants to be Captain America, you can do like post Secret Wars of Viper, Hydra, Madam Hydra, and right, like.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably want to say. I mean, those are also Marvel characters. Disney. Yeah. I mean, sorry, Sony doesn't own those characters. This is my guess. I think the Scoopers are hearing like descriptions of characters, but because the characters, I believe, they're gender bent characters, and I think that's what is causing confusion. They don't actually know who the characters are. My guess. This is my theory.
Right? So you think it's red hair, right? Like, she has the red hair. So do you think
my theory, my biggest theory about this, based on like the things that are consistent, is that I think they're going to do Spider Slayer, like a gender bent Spider Slayer. That's my guess.
Spencer Smythe is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Smite Smite has a son, and I think
Yeah,
they're they're going to be a gender bent
Alistair
version
Smythe.
too. Yeah,
Alistair
I don't
Smythe
think
is
because all these people are like, there's a female villain, and Spider-Man doesn't have a lot of female villains.
nope.
I mean, there's
No.
Silver Sable, but like, I don't
Not
know. I
not
mean,
A list, not A list ones, right? Not
no.
A list, right? Like more like B and C list. Like
Spider
Spider Man.
Slayer with the brand new day that with like,
Yeah.
I guess if the Hulk, like if the Hulk is like maybe on some rampage or something, and the Spider Slayer is kind of comes in where it's like, yeah, she's designing robots to take down, you know, the heroes
Mm-hmm.
because of what Kingpin is currently doing, or just in general, I guess, like where they're like, okay, we're fed up with these superheroes and that only the government. I mean, technically, the
And
Soviet Accords is still functional,
yeah,
is it not?
I don't know. Marvel's left a lot of holes. I assume so.
Yeah, I mean
I think
they barely talk about it, but yeah,
I think when they get thrown out after like in game, like I don't know.
I don't even know, but
They were.
that's my theory. I think it is like it's either going to be a
I,
classic Spider-Man villain that is just gender bent.
I know
That's
between
really it.
Civil War. I know between Civil War and Infinity War was with the Black Widow movie. It was still in
Hmm.
effect, right? It was still in
Right.
effect there. I know that. Uh, yeah, it's a good point because the biggest, like, yeah, so the Kingpin, right, the Daredevil show and all that, and the TV side of things, yeah, it's all taking place in New York, but the biggest hero is Spider Man. Biggest threat to Billy Kingpin, not just Daredevil, it is Spider Man. Spider Man,
Hmm.
really,
I
and
think they're still going to save that too. I mean, remember, this is their fifth movie. They're going to continue to make more movies.
fourth movie.
Um, oh, sorry, fourth movie. Jeez.
You're already ahead of time.
Yeah, but they're going to make more of these movies, and I mean, Spider-Man. Again, at some point in time, they're going to have Spider-Man interact with Venom. He's
It's a
the kind of the last standing
yes.
major villain that hasn't really interacted with.
Yeah,
Um,
they use five. They use a lot of them in No Way Home.
yeah,
Like
I mean, there's also Craven. We don't know if they're gonna try
not
to
that Craven.
bring
Oh
bring bring in a MCU version of Craven. I mean, Venom and Craven, if they are gonna appear, they're not gonna be the Sony versions. Um,
no,
they're gonna be MCU versions, which is fine. I think it would be kind of cool if the MCU Venom was like more inspired by the Ultimate Venom.
we almost got Tom Hardy in MCU Venom. They were close to a movie,
Yeah,
and
yeah, but I think that ship has kind of
yeah, it's sailed. I
sailed
mean,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think Tom Hardy doesn't want to be Venom anymore. It's clearly in Spider-Man 3. No, Venom 3. That's he can't come
I
back
think a
on.
new Venom, like Venom, is way too popular, and even though I think those movies kind of show that yes, he can stand
Beetle.
alone. What about the Beetle? The Beetle is also an interesting choice too. I don't know if they would be like an interesting villain for a movie. You know what I mean? Like Spider Slayer has all these different robots, and you know they also have that connection with J. Jonah Jameson. So it's like you could definitely make a movie out of it. I mean, I just don't know how
I mean,
the Hulk and Punisher would play a role in all of that.
Craven does have Calypso, his wife, I
Mm.
think, right? And there's Chameleon. For female villains, who's the other female villain? Silver Sable, but she's not exactly purely villain. She's more like
Mm.
she's not like a villain, right? Like she's kind of like a merc, right?
Yeah,
She'll
I
do the
mean,
right
she's
thing.
still kind of a villain to
Yeah,
Spider-Man, though.
yeah. But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
she's
that's another character I don't know, like
yeah,
a supporting or a secondary villain maybe, but I don't know about a main villain.
definitely not Black Cat because Black Cat, I mean, like she's kind of she's not really a villain per se,
No.
but she's the Catwoman of. Well, she is
Yeah,
basically based off Catwoman.
Mr. Negative would be cool too to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I do wonder if they would do an MCU Sinister Six where it's all like secondary villains.
Who's that?
But yeah, what were you saying?
Doesn't Morbius have like a wife or something that's a vampire too? Turns into a vampire in the comics. What's her name?
Oh yeah, I don't know her name.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's not many. Yeah, there's a lack of female top tier villains for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot of like. Batman has a lot of well-known female character or female villains, but Spider-Man does not.
Superman doesn't,
despite having a lot.
Superman surprisingly doesn't. Besides, what's her name? Probably Zod's crew, because I can't think of any female villains for Superman besides Zod's crew.
I also do wonder too if the MCU will introduce their own Norman Osborn. I'm going to guess at this point maybe not, because it's like, I feel like I feel like Norman Osborn should be a like reoccurring character in the MCU. Like he shouldn't just be Green Goblin and that's it.
No, he's trying to be like a good guy now in the comics. Like he's trying to like actually really be a good guy. Like trying to like not like pretend. Which we'll see how that along, right? That is right. But the thing is,
that's why I like that new Spider-Man show. It was interesting to see Norman Osborn kind of be a mentor to Peter Parker. I mean, people shit on that show until the ending, and then people all of a sudden like the show.
My problem with the show is that Marvel should have done a better job of having faith in that show, because that show was good.
Yeah, yeah, the show was good. It sucks that people were shitting on it in the beginning because they're like, oh, you have the anti-woke crowd who are shitting on it. Then you had Spider-Man fans who are like, oh my god, they're fucking doing they like changed up the origin, and they were complaining about all this fucking dumb shit.
They changed the lizard's gender bend the lizard. Right.
Yeah, they complained about so many things and skipped over the fact that the show was entertaining. It was interesting. It was an interesting take on Spider-Man. Was it 100%? This is another thing too. I don't know why people, especially with characters that we've seen so many times, like, do we really need for everything to be the exact same? You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to like Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. Like those characters have been in popular culture for so long, where I feel like out of all the comic book characters, they are the ones that I feel like it's okay now to kind of tweak and do whatever you want with them, as long as it's still, they're still part of the core character that we know, right? How did your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man do in terms of views? I don't know.
You with the Vulture? I hope they bring back the Vulture from Morbius.
Yeah. The Vulture from Morbius.
I just remembered it after credits scene. Let's go kill Spider-Man. I almost said Superman. Yeah. Let's kill Spider-Man. But what the fuck? How does Morbius know about Spider-Man?
Yeah, no fucking clue. Morbius, honestly, that's another character that it's like, I wish Marvel just owned that character, so then you could be on the Midnight Suns and you could probably do a lot more with him. But
the thing is we've been talking rumor about Midnight Suns for like 2 or 3 years now, and the problem is it's a lack of direction towards that, because first of all, the Blade, you can't have Midnight Suns without Blade, right? Like, it doesn't work without Blade.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I feel like they haven't really established a lot of mythical, supernatural characters.
Well, like obviously they have established the witches, right? Like the Agatha and all that. They established a little bit of werewolf and Ella Bloodstone. I mean, there's Doctor Strange. I guess Black Knight. I don't know if he's considered if you consider him in that category. But Blade is like the big. I mean, there's Ghost Rider we haven't seen yet, but Blade's like the biggest one, right? Like of the
Ghost Rider is a pretty big character. I feel like you kind of have to introduce Ghost Rider to do all this stuff. Not even so much Blade, because Blade, Blade does deal with the Daywalkers and stuff, but there's more supernatural lore with Ghost Rider than there
One
is
thing
with
about Scoopers, my problem with Scoopers is they think, oh yeah, they're going to have this movie out in 2028, 2028. No, you don't. You don't know that.
no,
Sorry.
the scoopers, like, again, I don't think they know. They just hear things, and then they
Yeah,
because I don't even believe that these scoopers even know anything about the comics too. I think they hear something, and then they try to do their research and see if
it's
it
been six
matches up
years.
with something they can find.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they just go, well, that's that or whatever, right? But they don't truly themselves know. I mean, look at what's his name? Who is more, in my opinion, he's more reliable. I think he is a dickhead though. Um,
Snyder.
Snyder, yeah, Jeff Snyder. Like he's been all over the map when it comes to the Spider-Man movies.
He was way off about the Clayface casting. He's heard Kira Culkin.
Yeah,
Nobody had this guy that got cast as Clayface. Nobody.
yeah. Oh, which by the way, speaking of that movie, they said that movie is going to be about AI and deep fakes,
Is that pissing off some people we know?
or at least there's going to be some commentary on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. I think that's because I was concerned that it would just be like The Substance, which by the way, The Substance is a great movie.
He
You should go watch it.
he technically kind of had a cameo played. I mean, technically,
Yeah,
just a voice. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
yeah. I guess I mean he has been established, just not. Well, he
I
actually
know.
technically he's going to be established in the Marvel Zombie show.
Yes, that should be kind of his first introduction in terms of physical form, his animation form in that show.
Hmm.
The four-parter show, yes, and it is apparently from like the four films that it's not Avengers do. Four films that supposedly like Marvel Studios have, not including Spider-Man because Spider-Man is Sony technically. It is supposed to be two Avenger movies, and supposedly the other ones that haven't been like, officially announced is Black Panther 3, and it might
Hold
still be
on, I'll be
played.
right back. Give me a
Still
second.
might, I gotta be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Will you come back? Oh, okay. Be right back to. All right, yeah, I'm back, and he's back. It's back in time. But yeah,
I'm gonna go again, but but yeah, I gotta. I'll
okay,
stay on and just have it muted. But yeah,
okay.
do I think I do think Spider-Man 5 will have Venom. If not, hope we get Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion is a character I would like to see. It would be nice to see him. Wasn't there actually, now that I think about it, wasn't there something about how there was gonna be like a ton of different villains in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Because there was like merchandise for them, or not merchandise,
Uh,
but like I guess maybe it was well, I mean it couldn't. If it was merchandise, I don't know how that would work. It would, I guess, it would be from Disney and who was promoting that, but
can you
they
imagine
brought
what
back
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes
Snipes.
is
Yeah,
He's
that part
older.
was crazy. It
He's
wasn't
older than
just
Wesley.
that. It was Wesley Snipes was. I mean, there's a lot of shit with Wesley Snipes, and on top of that
But
too, I
that's the past now, right? He's kind of made a comeback, like kind of.
yeah, I mean that still is pretty much the most
Yeah,
shocking thing that they did was bring back Wesley Snipes, even if it was for a cameo. That was a pretty big deal, and it was
he's
a cool
older.
cameo too.
You He's older than Marshall Ali, by the way. Like he's like 10 years older.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they haven't like it hasn't been officially cast. I don't know what. I don't think everybody cared about
I
the.
think Marvel should honestly, they should just wait. If I was Marvel, okay, this is what I would do, right? That Blade game that they're making, they should go in there and look at what they're doing because they're clearly doing something that the comics has never done, which is like they're kind of like based on what it sounds like They Live, but was with daywalkers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I think that would be kind of cool. Yes, it is kind of similar to Scrolls, but like a entire society of them hidden, and they're. I mean, let's be honest. Marvel butchered the Scrolls in general.
Oh yeah.
So whatever they intend to do, right, with this Blade game, where it's like a cyberpunk hidden vampires, like things like that. I think that's what the movie should go in that direction because we already have Sinners. Sinners did the whole like, yeah, that time, the time period that they wanted, like the 1920s or 30s.
I
You know,
mean, the
the
costume
Prohibition
designer
era.
I confirmed the costume designer who was on John Campia's show, by the way, Robert Barber just confirmed
Yeah,
that.
she was
Well,
working on the
yeah,
costumes for Marvel
and the setting
before
was
she
very
got hired. So
similar to what Blade was supposed to be.
yeah, and she would, yeah, I think she said she got confused because she thought
Yep.
Ryan Coogler was the one who was pitching that idea to Marvel, but that was just Marvel's idea, and it was just
Yeah.
I guess it was just a coincidence, or maybe he heard something and he felt like he wanted to do something. I don't know, but it wasn't really his idea. He
Yeah.
wasn't working with that with Marvel in terms of that idea. But I
She
think they
thought she
should
was
move in
making
another.
it. She thought she was making clothing designs for Blade time
Yeah,
period. That time period, Blade.
I think there. I really do think though Marvel, like they should look into that idea of like a cyberpunk daywalker for Blade
You know
because I
why?
think that's the only way to make it maybe distinct from the original movie.
You know what the answer to this, Crash? Because I think you know. Keyword, key two words, one word actually. Success. Success of
Mm,
the MCU. That's why. And the juggernaut the
yeah.
money is made.
All right,
That's
give
it.
me a second.
All right. That's why. That's why Degrassi. You know why. I think you know why. Right? You know why. That's why Degrassi. Because you saw, I guess it's because you're answering that question because you saw how certain YouTubers are talking about Kathleen Kennedy couple the other day. Oh, you know who's a Blade? You know who's a Vampire Highlander, man? You know who's a Highlander, buddy? You know who's a Highlander now? You know who's got, I think, is it Batista? No, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's a Highlander. Exactly. RJ's right. Yeah. Success. I could believe it. Well, I'm going to wait for, yeah, we're, okay, I'm just watching baseball. Oh, yeah, she's definitely had a great, yeah, executive producing career for sure. I agree there. She has a better track record of, I mean, they overlook that. It's just, look, the movies did well, right? The next chapters, right? They did well. The next episodes did well. Like the $1 billion bunch, right? TV shows are up and down. I mean, you can't really compare now movies, these Marvel movies to Star Wars movies because there hasn't been one a Star Wars movie since Rise of Skywalker, right? But the TV side of things, you could compare. Feed chips. It got feed. I think. No, I don't. Right. So, I think yeah, it's just that success of a studio compared to the other studios is the reason why. I mean, we should start. I mean, I think Fahi is starting this. Degrassi, like I'm like there are some. Fahi is starting to take some heat now for sure. It's starting to get to. I don't know. That's a good question, Degrassi. Yeah, and I don't know. It's a good beach. I mean, I don't send for Feige. I don't attack Kathleen Kennedy like some people do. I mean, I do. I mean, you heard me criticize Kevin Feige before. I like. I think he leaves after. I think he's done after the Multiverse Saga. I think he leaves after the Multiverse Saga. Okay, if Fantastic Four doesn't break bank, yeah, that's a disaster for him. That's a disaster for him. If Fantastic Four doesn't make bank, Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, the excitement for Avengers Doomsday is going to be it's going to get less and less, less and less. I Fantastic Four cannot be a failure for important reasons. For that reason, they're banking on it. They're banking on Fantastic Four. But yeah, I mean, like, look, if Fantastic Four definitely fails, if, whatever. If I mean, yeah, I mean, if those movies don't succeed, he's cooked for sure. Definitely, like, will be DC Studios by 2030. Yeah, I mean, like, but Marvel and the genre might be hooked, might be cooked. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. Like, the thing is, exactly, RJ is right. I mean, if Marvel appeals to more than normies, if Marvel sucks, um, the thing is, genres, right? Genres have their time, and maybe superhero movies are starting to maybe it's on the tail end of it's on the tail end superhero movies because maybe some people thought 2019 Endgame was like the 2019 Endgame was like the it's like the ending. The ending is like that's it. Superhero genre is over. This is what officially closes the superhero genre Endgame or something like that. Something like that. People, maybe the normies thought like that. Uh, because it just looks at the Captain America Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four. I mean, the Fantastic Four is doing better than it's gonna have a better opening than those movies, right? Than those two movies. But I will definitely see. Why did they project it Fantastic Four now? Predictions. I saw. I know I saw the Superman one. So since we got realistic possible box office projections for Superman, Fantastic Four might be less too. Might be less than what was reported a couple weeks ago too, right? But whatever. After Cap 4, you wouldn't think after the Marvels they would skip that. They would skip after Marvels. Yeah, I mean Cap 4, Ant-Man 3, not the Marvels. Blind will be back, guys. He'll be back. Don't worry, because we gotta talk about our new show and stuff. We gotta talk about our new show. The Keanu Reeves. 145 million. Look. Here's the thing as well. Box Shop. Okay, they're both movies are about basically a month out, right? Both. Here's the thing. People don't buy. A lot of people don't buy. A lot of people will buy tickets on the day of the release or on the week of the release. You're gonna start seeing. You're gonna. Here's the thing. You have these people, right? When tickets go on sale, a month ahead, right? A month ahead. You have people, some people with an agenda will say, see, it's not filled, it's not filled, it's not filled, it's not filled. You see. Here's the thing. They'll show you a seating chart not filled. I guarantee you, as you get closer to Superman or Fantastic Four, those seating charts will be filled. Some people will wait till the release, the week of the release of the movie to buy their seats. They will. Yeah, see exactly. Like, so the pre-sale box office projections now, as they come out this week for Superman, that's gonna go up when we get to the Superman week of release. That's gonna go up. It's always like that. It will go up. Okay, it's gonna go up. It happens, right? It happens. So it's gonna go up, guys. It's gonna go up. Exactly. The big cities, yeah. Oh, okay. Blinded will join. Okay. I don't know what blinded meant. You bat 350? Oh, that's a good average. If you're a baseball player, it's a good average, buddy. With our international protection, never lost on our per screen savings. Average. But people will wait. Will wait to the week of release, to the day of release to buy the tickets. Okay, he'll be back. Yeah, exactly, RJ. I only seen it for those movies. The event like Endgame or Spider-Man. I seen it for those movies. I haven't seen that for others. I've seen it as you get closer to the release date, I see it filling up for some movies. But a month apart, I don't see it. I don't see that. As you get closer, like a week, couple days before a movie comes out, I do see seeing charts get filled up. Okay, unless it's a really big, gigantic movie like Endgame or No Way Home. Okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Blinded will be back. I gotta get a drink anyway. I see Superman performing about the same as the Batman did. 125 to 135 million opening and ending this box office one well 775 million range, which would be great. More than Guy for Gump. Batman the Batman Part 2, I think, could open up a lot more. I mean, that's good. It's successful, but Batman Part 2, there's a lot of things still going on when Batman Part 2 was coming out that I think it had potential to reach at least 800 million. It could cost 800 million. I don't think China, the theaters were open in China at that time during the Batman Part 2. And Batman Part in China, it definitely would have added. I think it would have added. So I think Batman Part 2 could obviously reach 800 million that time. The movie is going to be heavy on reviews and word of mouth. It won't have that big fan opening, but it will have good legs in the second weekend. I hope. Oh, you mean the Little Caesars? Degrassi. I hate to break it to you. Warner Brothers did it to Batman too. When the Batman licensed Little Caesars Pizza 3 years ago. I'm sorry. Snyder is a blueprint inventing smart zombies. Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Land of the Dead. I tried the Fantastic Four pizza. It was awful. Jalapenos and spice ruined the pizza. If I get it again, I'll just get the one without the jalapenos. Yeah, we do have Little Caesars here, but I don't think I'm going to get that. Eat the Little Caesars. Yeah. Good for the Batman too. Bad choice. Blindness is going to be back, guys. He'll be back. Because of 28 years later. Oh my God. I don't. Crazy bread is crazy good enough. Here's the thing. Most pizza chains suck, right? If you want good pizza, you gotta go to an actual restaurant for great pizza, right? Pizzas really suck. Superman went with Dairy Queen for their fast food marketing. I would have done McDonald's like Minecraft did to get the Happy Meals in case it's but that's fine. Yeah. Superman Blizzard, Dairy Queen was actually good. Sonic, DK, Dairy Queen. I understand when advertising is fast food. Obviously, it changed. It's just that most pizza chains suck. Most of them suck. Okay, most of them suck, man. Just go to a good restaurant that makes pizza, oven pizza. Oh man, when you put in the fire pit pizza, fire. That's a good pizza. Blindness gonna be back, guys. I don't know how long. Papa John's? Don't know if they're still racist or not. Oh, you mean, hey, is Peyton Manning still the spokesperson? Is Peyton Manning still the spokesperson for Papa John's? Papa John's. Okay, he's back.
I'm back, bitch.
Do you agree most fast food chain pizzas suck?
I mean, it sucks, but it's cheap. I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, pizza's bad.
I like pizza. I just had pizza.
I mean, I like it. It's just not the greatest thing. I mean,
it's cheap, and that's it. I don't give a fuck. If I want to make pizza,
I don't think it's fast food, but I do like Pizza Hut pizza better.
I do agree with that. Yeah, for sure. Pizza Hut in Canada is better than Pizza.
Yeah. Shack is
I
actually
did
better.
have the Superman Blizzard. It was okay. I'm not like the biggest fan of like what was it like? I think it was cookie dough. Was it cookie dough in it? I was like, damn, this is a really sweet. I normally like mint chip. That's kind of my
Yeah.
go-to.
All right, blinded. Because I want to eat dinner soon. It's almost 7. I think we should
Hmm.
talk about our new show. Or
Yes,
all right,
it's
guys.
capes. S S.
Did did I spell it wrong? Oh yeah. Okay, let me edit it.
Yeah, capes and trunks. That's what it's called.
Or we could call it Capes and Trump. I'm kidding.
Oh man,
Can you imagine?
talking about pizza. Hey, 56K Warder, you owe me a pizza.
56K
You
here?
ducking me? Yes,
No,
you've been
56K.
ducking me. Him and
56K.
Beefy Bites, they've been ducking me. They owe me a pizza and shit.
Okay, did I finish it? Did I correct it? Yes, I did. All right.
Yeah,
This is
capes and
better than
trunks.
pizza. This is about our new show, or if it's a show, or you want to make if you want to make a YouTube channel, or whatever, it doesn't matter,
Mhm.
right?
I might
I
make it a
know.
YouTube channel because I also want to upload shorts. I was thinking about doing
Yeah,
shorts.
I was thinking about a YouTube channel too. About
Hmm.
it too.
But
Um,
for now, we'll have it here because at least we'll have some people on here, and
yeah,
they're also potentially interested in this
yeah.
topic because we
So
talk
we're
about it all the time.
so we were looking around for names. Like Blinded was mostly Blinded was looking for names, and
Mhm.
come with a bunch of names, and some of them were taken. Some of them were taken, but Trunks, Capes was always taken. Capes was always going to be
Yeah,
taken, but Trunks wasn't.
yeah,
And
capes and trunks,
obviously, why? What do we use capes and trunks with? Because some superheroes wear capes and some of them wear trunks. So
or
put two
both.
and two together. Yeah, put two together.
Batman and Superman wear both.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, this is predominantly a comic book show, like trying to talk about old comics, new comics. Obviously, I guess it would end up leading into the conversations that we normally do, but we are going to try to focus more on what's currently out,
Yeah,
um, or things that we've read, or there might be some stories that people don't know about that I kind of want to talk about.
yeah.
So me and Eric are gonna try to put together, I guess, a list of things to read or things that I'm sure most people are reading.
Yeah.
We won't get like too niche. I mean, Marvel just canceled a ton of books, by the way.
Yes, he did.
Like the
Most
same books that you picked up. I think you picked up Psylocke, that got canceled.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. So when's the last issue?
10.
Okay, so I just got the one I got is 8, right? So it's two more.
Yeah, two more, and then it gets canceled. Yeah.
Daredevil,
So yeah,
Magic.
Daredevil got canceled. Deadpool got canceled. I mean, they're gonna obviously come back, right?
Well,
Probably with new writers.
they're launching new ones next month. They're launching Captain America.
Yeah,
Uh, they're ending a Fantastic Four one this
but it's the
month, and they're
same
starting a new
writer.
Fantastic Four one next
Yeah,
month.
same writer. Ryan North.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to get into this Fantastic Four because I heard good things about it. Read one shots. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look for miniseries. It's kind of like this is the thing, right? Marvel doesn't do a lot of miniseries unless they cancel books and then they inadvertently become miniseries. But DC is the one who does
okay.
miniseries more often.
I do have the list. I
Yeah,
do have the
one and done
list.
stories. I mean,
I do
I
have
am going to also focus on because I was telling Aaron to read the Absolute Batman because the Absolute line right now I think is really strong. I'm gonna look for some recommendations. Like I do want to talk about this one is technically a miniseries. It's not gonna end anytime soon, but I do want to talk about Batman Dark Patterns because that book is also very good, and
yes.
I think people would like it. If you like Detective Batman, um, you could just jump right into that one. Also, Blinded. Yeah, I want to talk about Transformers too. I do want to talk about things outside of Marvel and DC, but it's going to depend on Aaron too. Like if Aaron wants to
I
get into
do
it.
I do sometimes read stuff outside Marvel DC, like Image. Sometimes I'll read
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
started reading Transformers. I do like some of the who's writing that. Not Mark Wade. Is it Mark Wade? No, it's not Mark Wade. Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker has a
mhm.
crime series that he just puts out crime books all the time. I don't know if people would be interested in that, so that might be a minor thing. We're gonna focus on the things that at least people we all here obviously like Spider-Man, Batman. I don't read a lot of Superman to be fair. I don't
I will.
but I'll try to get into it. Um I try to pick characters that I feel like the books are pretty good. Yeah, like right now, Absolute Man, Martin, Man. Oh my God, I can't even talk.
Manhunter.
Martian
Martian Man.
Manhunter is. I've been reading that book. That book is very
How
good,
come?
extremely
How,
good.
how come it's only certain characters absolute are getting like short ones? Like Manhunter's
Yeah,
like a 5 series, but
no,
like
that one has been upgraded. It's
oh,
going. Yeah, it went from 6 to 12, and they're taking a break
I
because yeah,
heard
I saw
Absolute
people were
Batman
talking about it.
might be like a 2 year run.
No, that's confirmed. Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder does a lot of interviews, so he kind of like leaks
Okay.
things. But he said that it's going to run for 2 years. Um,
Okay.
they are apparently, because Sideways was talking about it, that the Ultimate series are going to go up to issue 24. I don't
Uh,
know how true that is because that doesn't make a lot of sense because some issues started later than before. So Ultimate Spider-Man end next year, but then all the other books are still running. I don't know about that. We'll see. It could just be a phase one of the Ultimate, and I also think uh, I can't say her last name. Peach Momoko. I can't say her. She's writing the X-Men books and drawing it. But apparently her husband said that that's actually not true, that they're not running to issue 24 and it all depends on Jonathan Hickman. I don't know how he knows that information. I guess she told him, but he put that out there. But there is a lot of good I feel like there's a lot of interesting books coming out, at least from the Absolute line. Like, if you want to get into comics, but you don't care about the continuity,
hmm
you know the characters, but you're not, you want to see new takes on them, then I would definitely recommend the Absolute series. I feel like the weakest would probably be, mm, I think Superman might be the weakest, in my opinion. But Green Lantern kind of just started. I think that one is more interesting to me, at least the mystery and the horror aspect. The Flash is pretty cool. Um, but definitely, I would say the top three is Batman, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman. Those are the books that you should
Yeah.
definitely pick up. The
Yeah.
Ultimate line is also kind of. I
I'm.
think we need
If
some new Ultimate
I have
comics.
to read the next few issues of Absolute Batman. I'm up to 3 online. Then I'll
Mhm.
buy like the actual next issue. And hopefully there's a
Right? Yeah.
graphic novel. I mean, hopefully the graphic novel when it comes down after the
Yeah. In
line ends.
August.
No, it's a graphic novel in August.
Yes, they do the. You know how they do the in parts. Like when the
How's
arc ends, then they put out a trade.
because the Black Mask arc, right? I'm reading the Black Mask
Yeah.
arc. That started off. That's 5 issues, right?
Six.
6. Okay, then I probably don't need
Yeah.
to buy the graphic novel for that if I'm reading them online.
hmm Yeah. I think 7 and 8 will probably be online, and then all you have to do is 9 starts a new arc with Bane,
Yeah,
and that's gonna go for 6 issues. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. The mainline slash absolute crossover is coming. Yes, it is coming. I think Scott Snyder said it's going to be a slower crossover because, I mean, if you notice, we don't actually have a absolute Justice League. The
nope.
characters have not crossed over yet. There's supposed to be a crossover next year in the springtime, so that's going to be interesting. But I think that only might be Wonder Woman and Batman.
You know what I like about Absolute Batman? Even though it's about Bruce Wayne and Batman, but it feels like it's about Alfred Pennyworth. It's really about Alfred. The first few issues.
Yeah, you got the perspective of Alfred and stuff. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see if Alfred potentially maybe turns on Batman. There's a couple of theories that I have about certain things. In the newest issue, I won't say spoiler, but there's a character that they show very briefly, and I'm very curious to see what they do with this character. Yeah. If you read the newest issue, you probably, you might know what I'm talking about, but
I'll probably start reading the fourth issue maybe later tonight. Fourth or fifth or sixth.
Obviously, this is a pretty big character, and I'm just curious to see what angle they would go. I feel like maybe they might make him an antagonist of Batman at first. Let's
see what issue. Let's see what Absolute comes out. I know Absolute. Oh, this is 8. I know. I think Greener. No, Martian Manhunter comes out this week. Is upcoming week?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna check Midtown. Midtown has good release dates.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be Absolute Justice League. I wonder if there's gonna be an Absolute Teen Titans though, because apparently there's supposed to be there's more Absolute books that are gonna get announced.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is gonna be a Batman related book, but some people think that might be Catwoman because Catwoman is pretty much. We haven't seen Catwoman in the present day, but we've seen her quite a bit, and Scott Snyder said that she's almost like,
hey George,
she's basically the this version of Batman does not have money, but this version of Catwoman does have money, and she also has tech. So, and the way he described her was like Ethan Hunt meets John Wick. So that's pretty interesting.
So DC, we'll go for DC.
Yeah, Absolute Blue Beetle. Yeah, there's a lot of characters they haven't introduced just yet. So,
Martian Manhunter is out this month. Is out this week, upcoming week.
Mm-hmm.
There's variant covers of Batman and Wonder Woman. No Absolute Flash. Not this.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is out? I know Superman's out this week. Justice League Unlimited on America, JLA is out.
I've been reading a little bit of that. I read like the first couple of issues. It's pretty good. They had a tie-in recently with World's Finest, which World's Finest is another comic I've read. I think I probably read up to like issue 8 or 9. Yes, it is. It is very good. It is very good.
Because I'm definitely interested in World's Finest because Batman, Superman.
Yeah, if you like to see Batman and Superman team up with other DC characters, then I would definitely recommend that book. And they do a lot of weird shit in it too, which makes it fun. Like Superman and Batman. I love that fucking pair. That fucking... If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Because it sounds... Yeah, Super Batman. That's what I meant. Super Batman. Yeah, that was a pretty cool... It was like anime-esque merger, or what would you call it? You know when characters combine? There's like some like Power Ranger shit. Okay, that's how I'll describe it. And they have like a Green Lantern ring. It was sick. Like that's like a fun comic to read where you're like, oh, they have Batman and Superman and the Doom Patrol. It's like, okay, that's cool. Yes, there is the history of the DC universe. I am curious about that. Isn't Mark Waid writing that too? Who's writing that book?
Yeah, Mark Waid is writing something for DC, I believe.
The history of the DC universe. Yeah, I'm curious about that one. There's a lot of... I did read the New Avengers. Think I'm gonna drop that book.
Not very good.
I didn't really like it that much. No. Same thing with the Death of the Silver Surfer, which sucks because the cover artist looks fucking fantastic. I don't know his name, but I thought it was gonna be more like Silver Surfer Black, where it's like kind of because I like trippy weird shit. That's kind of my thing. That's why I like the Martian Manhunter book. Yep, Mark Waid is writing it. Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, it's probably going to be a good book. I mean, Mark Waid does not miss. He really doesn't miss. I can't really think of something bad that he wrote for Marvel and DC, to be honest.
Yeah, so you should. Yeah, we need a logo for this channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on a logo.
You already have
Sometimes I
the
just yeah, I have the thumbnails. I can make thumbnails. They're pretty quick.
yeah.
The logos I would have to like design them. I'm still kind of getting used to designing logos.
Oh,
But
Filmwork can make them like in 5 minutes.
oh yeah, yeah, it's not something in my expertise to be honest.
Yeah.
But I still try because of school and stuff. Marvel has sucked for quite a while now. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Marvel is the ultimate stuff. I feel like is different enough, but at the same time, like Ultimate Wolverine. I read like 2 issues, and I was very excited for that. But it was just really generic. It was like, okay, like this is really just Wolverine. You know, like standard Wolverine loner type of story. So I was kind of pissed off about that. Fusions, that's what I'm talking about. Fusions, yes. Thank you, RJ. I don't know why that escaped my mind. I'm stupid, but yes, I meant fusion. You know, like from yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I'm not into Dragon Ball Z and stuff, but
I know what you mean.
yes, yeah, capes, yeah, capes. But yeah, Ultimate Wolverine. I stopped reading Ultimate X-Men because it is a very slow burn. It's not. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just like keeping up with that week to week is kind of like not week to week, month to month was
Yeah, first.
really, really fucking slow. It was like I like this. It's kind of interesting, but I was just gonna wait until it's all done, or just buy the trades. I mean, there's like 2 trades that have come out now. Yeah, I think the ultimate, like the absolute books, in my opinion, are better than the ultimate books. Like the ultimate books that are good, the ultimates, I would say is definitely the top. And Ultimate Spider-Man. I think Ultimate Spider-Man, they're doing a lot of interesting stuff, but I feel like it's still not different enough. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's cool you're changing up characters and doing all this stuff. You have obviously, Peter's kid is also Venom, which is technically Spider-Man. It's just like Spider-Man in black costume. Like it's cool, but it's not the absolute books. Like the absolute books are trying to at least do something different with the characters. They're trying to push them in different directions. Like Martian Manhunter is a very weird book, incredibly weird. It's like you really it's first off it's really trippy, and then on top of that too, you're kind of like, yeah, what is this thing? What is Martian Manhunter in this book? This is not Martian Manhunter from the main continuity at all. It's almost like this entity that is like attached itself to to John, um,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of is like almost able to read people's minds and their thoughts and go through their like life experiences. It's very trippy. It's very psychedelic, and like the latest issue was one of probably the best issue that I've read of a book in a very long time. It was like super emotional. It was like, wow, this is actually actually the last 2 issues were super emotional, but the last one it was like because all these people were just setting things on fire, like they're setting their houses on fire and stuff, and they didn't really know why, and it's like, they kind of just have this like deep anger that's like this smoke monsters kind of controlling them and stuff. Like I said, it's very trippy. But I think it has a lot of interesting things to say. If we do talk about it, and Aaron reads it, we could go into
Yeah.
it. But that's kind of more my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like from comic books: trippy, weird bullshit. Right? Like I like the what Jack Kirby does. You know what I mean? With Galactus and all these like weird fucking entities that exist. Like I like all that weird shit in comics. I wish we did get that in the movies, but I understand that that would kind of lose some people. But yeah, Wally West was my Flash long before Mark Waid took over. Yeah, Ultimates or 2000. The Ultimates from the 2000 is not as good as the new one in my opinion. Like the ones in the 2000s are like government, like they're almost like a government fucking army. Like they work on behalf of the government. This one is like they're more of like a rebel group that is trying to fight back against the Maker. And I just really like the
Mhm.
characters that they've added. Like it feels refreshing to see. It's like, oh, this is a different version of She-Hulk. This is a different version of Hawkeye. And it's like, oh, here's the original Human Torch on the Avengers, not, you know, the Fantastic Four version, but things like that. And it's dealing with time travel, and they're trying to stop, or they're trying to assemble a team in order to beat the Maker, right? Because the Maker has shaped
Yeah.
this world in his image, and he's got a lot of people on his side, right? The Hulk is on his side. The Hulk is like Iron Fist in this world. Um, a lot of weird shit, but it's
I'm gonna
fun. I like it.
I'm gonna say this: Marvel and DC push out too many comics.
They do for sure. They do for sure.
It's confusing at times.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god.
that's why it's like you have to just, in my opinion,
Yeah.
focus on the things that are the best. And yeah, because sometimes it's like, yeah, you like a character. Like for instance, I'm glad that they canceled the Daredevil run that's been going on because it was not good. It was not good whatsoever. And yeah, I would say this was definitely the weakest Daredevil run
Everything is an
probably ever.
LTU red.
Probably ever. But yeah, they're yeah, I mean outside of Marvel there's definitely better stuff too. I think Marvel is really just DC is the one who is putting out better books than Marvel in terms of like quality, in terms of even the art too. I
Yeah.
feel like DC has a better lineup of artists. Like Marvel does have its pantheon of artists on. Like for some reason, I think Alex Ross does not work with DC anymore because he has like a weird thing with DC. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that's what I've read because he's been doing more Marvel stuff. Like he works on their covers and things like that. Um, so yeah, I don't know why he doesn't do something with DC because I'm getting bad from Twitter. No, I'm not because I'm not going to say anything on Twitter. If I mean they would give me a longer suspension, so I'm not going to say anything. That's why we have the X-Men 97 books. The X-Men books, the only one that was interesting to me right now was Uncanny X-Men, but that's because I, I mean I kind of like Gail Simone's writing. I don't know why people hate her that much, but I guess it's just stuff she says
I
on
know why.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Because she's not a bad, she's a pretty good writer. I don't know, like the rest of the books, because they have Jed McKay on. That's the book that you bought, the mainline X-Men book. But he just,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my opinion,
One,
he's
yeah.
not a good. I don't think he's fit for X-Men. Like he was better with Moon Knight. Moon Knight is also a book that is, I would say, is probably Marvel's best book. Um, Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're Marvel is very all over the place with their main continuity. Like it's just
Marvel has like over 100 comics releasing a week. That's how crazy they are.
yeah.
Okay.
They always have tons
Like,
of comics. I mean, they were releasing trades, omnibuses. Like if you pick up a solicitation book, it's like there's tons of shit these companies are
and
releasing.
it's not just Marvel stuff. They have the Star Wars. They have
Yes,
right? They do.
they have
So
Transformers is under Image, not
yeah,
Marvel, but yeah.
yeah. No, but but Star Wars is obviously because they're owned by the same company. They're owned by obviously to be on. They're by Disney, of course. They'd be Marvel. What?
Yeah, the
That's
Star Wars. It was funny. I actually opened up an old box and I was like, "Oh, these are like old. Well, not old, but 10 years old now. Star Wars comics." I think my brother was mostly reading that because, like, yeah, I didn't. Like I said before, I was not into really Star Wars outside of the movies. Like that wasn't just
mm-hmm.
like yeah, some of the games I guess, but I only really like the movies. Well, Ultimate Moon Knight is a villain if you're reading Black Panther. Um, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna get you know, Mark Spector Moon Knight. And the Ultimate Moon Knight is not really Moon Knight, if that makes sense. Like they're more of an avatar of Khonshu or Khonshu.
Yeah.
You know what I fucking mean. But I feel like actually Moon Knight is one of those characters recently out of like the last 10 years has had really good comics. It's really weird that the show just didn't bother adapting any of those comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't like about that show. It's like what the hell? Like Moon Knight had a massive resurgence and you just did jack shit with him. It just pissed me off.
Let me see.
The Walking Dead reprints. Yeah, I was gonna pick up some. Like I need some compendiums of The Walking Dead.
I want to see with these calendar Marvel.
Ross
so we definitely need to.
What do you know? Do you know what I'm talking about though, Degrassi? I heard someone. I think it was on Reddit, and I was confused, and I was like, "Is this a thing?" He apparently, Alex Ross doesn't draw certain new DC characters. He only draws, classic DC characters. But for Marvel, he draws anybody. Like he doesn't care. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do see less Alex Ross stuff from in terms of his DC works. Recently, at least.
So yeah, because I gotta go eat soon. So we want to make this a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna plan to make it a YouTube channel too. Okay. Yeah, because I do want to like make shorts and stuff and point out like obscure things, like weird shit that happens in the comics.
You should what you should do. You know how you used to do with games. Mm-hmm. You go into those brief video essays you do. You should do that too because those got people talking, and I think you could do the same with comic book characters or arcs, whatever.
Yeah,
I think you get people talking.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because, like I said, there's a lot of books. Because, like I said, I have a very specific kind of taste. So I'm always trying to look for books that are interesting. Like that aren't just a typical superhero fodder. I'm not. When I go to it's hard looking for the weird shit in comic books because it's like certain writers they just don't have that knack. You know what I mean? Like there's certain writers who are like Ram V is a good writer who's just weird shit. He puts out a lot of weird books with characters that are not weird. You know what I mean? Like Batman or an Aquaman. Like those are pretty standard superheroes, but I like them when someone does something weird. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. I will start writing some. I mean, I gotta.
Shut up, Red.
Yeah, I'll find a new channel. I'm gonna have my own channel too. I'm still gonna do gaming stuff. But yeah, it's more about trying to put it out in a like, what would you call it? Consistently. I'm not good with consistency.
You got free time this week. You got free time to work this week because you got reading week, right?
At least yes, for the rest of the week. On Monday, I have to do something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I figured. The YouTube channel should be called Cape and Fears. Blind would do most of the work on it. I'll be on it sometimes. I mean, if he streams and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted Aaron on too because I want to get him into stuff. My goal was to get people talking more about comics, old or new. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People have preferences.
You see, guys, I can't manage more than like 2 YouTube channels. I tried, so that's not what he might.
Yeah, anybody's invited on, by the way, too. It's an open invitation.
Should I do? You still see me do my comic hauls on here, like on my channel, a video on that. Mm-hmm. There won't be really a thumbnail. I'll just have my thumbnail for comic hauls will just be like me holding up the 2 comics and take a picture with it. That'll be basically it. Mm-hmm. But so the guys, the channel isn't made. Blind will make the channel. He'll tell me. I'll tell you all to subscribe. right? He'll have a logo. He has radio thumbnails, and we already have an idea for a first stream. I think he said it already about Absolute Batman.
And I'll probably do a video too about it.
Yeah, you should. I think if you talk about, I think that'll get views. I think people will get subs to that, and everybody else will always just sub here.
Yes.
And Red, you better be good.
Yeah, Red will be. I need like a troll, on my channel. Like Michelle Obama's my troll on my main channel.
He'll subscribe to you, and then he'll unsubscribe to you. Just watch out. Hopefully, I mean, no, like I said this on my channel a couple of days ago. I don't think you were listening, but you might have been. I mean, you should also focus on you have free time here. I mean, yeah, you're focused on this channel, but you're very close to 500 subs on your other channel. Very close. You're close to 500 subs. You should get to the 500 subs and then try to work with 3,000 hours if you want.
I do have 3,000 hours because of streaming.
Okay. So you got to 3,000 hours, and so just get to the 500 subs.
I need to post a video. Well, I was just I probably, you know what? I wanted to talk about the Switch 2. So I played on the Switch 2. I don't have the Switch 2, but I put some hours into the Switch 2.
Michelle Obama Switch.
It's actually Quanzium's Switch, and I have another friend who has a Switch as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you bash Quanzium while you were there live?
No, we came to terms. Quanzium. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he showed me he has a Welcome Tour, and I got to play Welcome Tour, and I'll say this, I was very surprised. I was very surprised by that game. I think the reviews did not do that game justice. I can understand it is not worth $10, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but maybe I'll do a video about that, talking about the Switch 2 from a perspective of not having one. But yeah,
I think that'd do well.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'll record it right now. I'll just do it off top of my mind.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Cause but I'll let you do it now. I'm gonna go because I gotta eat dinner or whatever.
All right. What happened to chicken nugget guy? Who the fuck is that?
Anybody make Donkey Kong a Zelda game? I don't know. Is it like Zelda?
Well, I mean, the game isn't out yet, but no, it's more like a bigger version of Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Mario Odyssey is not open world. Zelda is.
Yeah, it has open areas, but it's not like I would say it's more similar to Mario Odyssey than it is Zelda. But there is, to be fair though, there is RPG elements in that game, which was surprising. That's something Mario does not have. So yeah. So maybe Degrassi is kind of right in some aspects.
When I thought about like Donkey is like a Zelda game, there's like crafting, there's like camping.
No, there's not stuff like that, but there is gear that changes your stats in certain areas. Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's different for a platformer, that's for sure.
Yeah, Mario's not like that. There's no specific gear. All the gear changes is basically superpowers in Mario. It's not really no specific reason. It has to do with the environment. But Blindon is gonna get working on his Nintendo Switch video, and he's gonna get working on that Cape and Trunks.
Yeah,
channel.
I'm gonna try to be consistent. I'm gonna need people to slander me if I'm not consistent. That's one of my biggest weaknesses. Consistency.
This is him. You got this guy.
It says I'll be
And so he really has. We really have the topic. The first topic is Absolute Batman. Mm-hmm. And so, he just says he's going to work on the other stuff. Like, pretty much everything is settled, created, and it's going to be mostly Blindness channel, guys. Blindness second, other channel, okay. You could post. You over got 100 subs, so when it's done, post it in your. Post it on your main channel and under the post, also on YouTube. So I'll promote it on here. Maybe even get Tony to promote it, or.
Yeah, I mean it depends because I feel like his audience isn't into Marvel and DC anymore because it's like crap and stuff.
No.
So yeah. It depends, though. I mean, I do. I mean, I don't mind having Tony on. I don't. Anybody who has, they love comics, whether it's old or new, like they have an interesting perspective. Like people who are deep into comics, like people who go to the comic book store, I always think those are very interesting kind of people. You know what I mean? They have interesting takes on certain things.
And let me tell you something. When I went this Wednesday, there were people my age that collected the comics. No kids.
When I go to the store, because when I go to my store, it's a pretty big store, but I'm kind of surprised the diversity. Like there, I've seen a lot of women go to the store too. I was like, oh wow, okay, this is surprising.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of shows you, times have definitely changed, but it's still a small amount of people, though. It's a very niche thing. But that's what I like about it, though. I just wish Marvel and DC would lean more into that idea that it's a niche thing and we should kind of experiment. So what the fuck are they doing with Spider-Man? That's what I got it. That's what I'll say at the end.
I don't know. I'm gonna read that.
Never kids here too. There's some I see kids like one kid was like, "Oh, I want like Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff," but yeah.
Oh, if that kid, that kid got the Deadpool Wolverine. That's one reason why he saw the movie.
Yeah, it was him and his dad. They were trying to look for the Deadpool and Wolverine comics. Says, yeah, fuck that, I'm out. I can't do it. No Switch 2 for me. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah.
He's gonna get it eventually in the future.
Same thing with me. I'm gonna eventually get it in the future, but I think you just watch my video. I'll post it in here. You'll see my thoughts.
All right, I'm gonna let you do that. Work on that because I'm gonna go eat anyway. Thank you, Blinded.
Thanks,
I'm doing a detracting stream tomorrow, guys. Remember that the third episode detracting stream, and I might do Jester Bell again because she has a lot of videos out in this 3 weeks, and all of them are pretty bad.
They're always bad.
That's true. I could do it like every week if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could. But she gets more annoying than Grace, though.
No, that's true. Grace says some weird shit. Jester Bell says some weird, really, like Grace believes what she says. No need upgrade. All right, later, guys. See you guys tomorrow for